Hi, boys and girls. Today in math, we are on lesson 4.9, which is multiplying by 9. So before we begin our lesson, I need you to go get your chapter 4 math books and turn to page 241. You'll need a pencil and a scrap piece of paper. So go ahead and pause the video. Go get those items. All right, so you should have your math book open to page 241. So today we're going to be learning how to multiply with 9. And we're going to learn several different ways in how to multiply by 9. Now, even though we're going to learn several different ways, you're going to find the way that best fits you, which way you like to learn how to multiply by 9. Now, I promise you the easiest way to know how to multiply is memorizing those multiplication facts. So if you're not practicing your multiplication facts, make sure you're practicing because boys and girls, it's really, really important that you learn and memorize these multiplication facts. So let's look at Unlock the Problem. It says Olivia's class is studying the solar system. 7 students are making models of the solar system. Each model has 9 spheres, 8 for the planets and 1 for Pluto, a dwarf planet. How many spheres do the 7 students need for all the models? So we have to first figure out, what are we asking for? How are we going to solve this problem? I need to know what they want us to figure out. So in order to figure that out, boys and girls, in this math reasoning problems, we always look at the question. And in this case, it says, how many spheres do the 7 students need for all the models? That's what we're going to try to figure out. So what are we asked to figure out? Well, how many spheres the students need in all? So that's what I want you to write on this line. You might have to write a little bit small because they don't give us a lot of room. So how many spheres the students need in all? So go ahead and write that. How many spheres the students need in all? That's what we need to figure out. Well, how many students are making the models? If I go back and look at my problem, I know that there's 7 students making the models. Well, how many spheres are there? 9. So what I need to find is 7 times 9. I need to find the answer to 7 times 9. Do you remember what we call the answer in multiplication? Product. So if you hear me say the word product, you know that that's the answer to multiplication problem. Okay, so we know what we need to figure out. Now we just got to figure out how we can get there. This is where I'm going to show you several different ways on how to find this answer. The first way, or one way that I'm going to show you, is the distributive property. The distributive property. Now you just learned that in your last lesson. It says with multiplication and addition. So I have my main 7 times 9. That's what we need to figure out. Well, they want us to use the distributive property to figure that out. Remember when we talked about the distributive property, we had an array and we broke apart that array. We made that array into smaller pieces, two smaller groups, so it's easier to multiply. So in this case, we're looking at how can we break apart this 9 to make it easier to multiply. So they want us to think 9, 3 plus 6. So we have 7 times parentheses 3 plus 6. So if I'm using the distributive property, I would write it as 7 times 9 equals 7 times 3 and plus 7 times 6. All I'm doing is distributing this 7 to the 3 and the 7 to the 6. That's where you would break apart your arrays. So let's figure that out. What is 7 times 3? What is 7 times 3? Use those strategies that you've learned so far. Well, I know that 7 times 2 is 14. And if I add one more 7 to 14, that gets me to what? 21. So 7 times 3 is 21. Now we have to add the 7 times 6. Well, what is 7 times 6? Some of you may know what 7 times 6 is. If you don't know what 7 times 6 is, you're going to have to draw a picture. So you could draw an array, you could draw groups. It's up to you. Or, boys and girls, do you know what 7 times 5 is? What is 7 times 5? I could count by 5 7 times. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Well, I have 7 times 5 is 35, but I need 7 times 6. Well, I could just add 7 more to 7 times 5, 35. So 35 plus 7 is 42. So right now I have 7 times 9 equals 21 plus 42. That's where we broke apart those arrays if we were doing since we're doing the distributive property. If I drew the arrays, I could break it apart into 3 plus 6. So now I have to add 21 plus 42. What is 21 plus 42, boys and girls? I have 2 plus 1 is 3, and 4 plus 2 is 6. So 7 times 9 is 63. Good job. So you just used the distributive property to find what 7 times 9 is. Okay, let's look at part B. So part B is a little bit different, boys and girls, because they want us to use multiplication with subtraction. Now, this may be a little bit more difficult, or it may be something that you understand a little bit better than the distributive property. So what they want you to do is find 7 times 9 by using multiplication with subtraction. So just like the distributive property, we're breaking apart something bigger into something smaller to make it easier to understand. So what they are asking us to do is to use subtraction. They want us to find two numbers that is easy to multiply to figure out this answer. So instead of thinking 7 times 9, I could think 7 times 10, okay? I know that 10 is one number bigger than 9. So that's why the subtraction comes in, okay? That's where the subtraction comes in. So I know that 7 times 10 is pretty easy to multiply. I know that 7 times 10 is what, boys and girls? It's 70. Very good, okay? So what they want us to do is distribute the 7 times 10 minus 1. I had to subtract the 1 because I know that 9 is 1 less, okay? So 7 times 10 is 70. And I know 7 times 1, which is pretty easy to multiply because I know that any number times 1 is always that other number. So 7 times 1 is 7. Now, I have to subtract it because remember, boys and girls, we are trying to find multiples that are easier to multiply, okay? So I know that 10s are easy to multiply, but I had to subtract my 1 because 9 is 1 less than 10. Do you see where I got that? 1 less than 10. So if I'm trying to find something easy to multiply, we decided that multiplying by 10 is easy, okay? So that's where we got 70. But I'm not multiplying by 10 here. I need a 9. And I know that 9 is 1 less than 10. So I have to subtract because I'm finding it 1 less than 10. That's where I got the 7. 7 times 1. So if I did 70 minus 7, can't take 0 minus 7, so I have to borrow. 10 minus 7 is 3, and 6 minus nothing is 6. So my answer is 63. Okay. Now those two may be a little bit confusing for you. So like I said before, if this is confusing, the best way to know what 7 times 9 is to memorize those facts. Okay, is to memorize those facts. But I am going to show you a simpler way how to know how to multiply by 9s in a little bit. So 7 students need how many spheres for all the models? You got it, 63. 63. So hopefully by now you know 7 times 9 equals what, boys and girls? 63. Okay, go to page 242. So here's another way. 9 actually has patterns, okay? When we think of products of 9, we're actually going to find how the products, if you line them up correctly, they have a pattern. So if you look at the table, we have some 9s facts over here. What they did is they started with 1 times 9, 2 times 9, 3 times 9, 4 times 9, and they continued, okay? Now they found us the product for some of them. So I need to fill in these products. But first, let's look at what they have to say. It says, what do you notice about the tens digit in the product? Okay, so they want us to look at the tens place, the tens digit in their product. Remember, product is the answer to a multiplication problem. So if I'm looking at the tens place, I look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you notice anything? Even up here, I know this only has a ones place, but I could put a 0 in that tens place because there's really nothing there. So now let's look at the tens place. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you guess what is going to be in the tens place for 7 times 9? What do you think is going to be in that tens place for 7 times 9? If you said 6, you're right. Look, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. Good job. So we know in our tens place, if we look at our tens place, I know the tens place is going up by 1. It's going up by 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now, look at, what do you notice? The 10 digit is blank less than the factor that is multiplied by 9. Look at these factors. Do you see these factors, boys and girls? We know we're already multiplying by 9, so 9 is one of my factors. But look at the other factors. If you look at the factor compared to the tens digit, what do you notice? 1 to a 0, 2 to a 1, 3 to a 2, 4 to a 3, 5 to a 4, 6 to a 5. What are you noticing? If you notice that the tens digit is 1 less than the factor that is multiplied with 9, you're correct. So the 10 digit is 1 less. So if I am multiplying 1 times 9, I know my tens place is going to be a 0 because it's 1 less. If I'm multiplying 2 times 9, I know in my tens place, my digit is 1 less. 1 less than 2 is 1. 1 less than 3 is 2. 1 less than 4 is 3. 1 less than 5 is 4. Are you seeing the pattern? Well, there's another pattern as well. So let's look at that. Let's see if you notice anything about the sum of the digits in the product. Let's see if you notice anything about the sum of the digits in the product. 0 times 9. Or I'm sorry, 0 plus 9 is 9. 1 plus 8. What is 1 plus 8? 9. What is 2 plus 7? 9. What is 3 plus 6? 9. What is 4 plus 5? Boys and girls, it's 9. If you're multiplying two factors and one of your factors is 9, whatever your product is, when you add those two numbers up, you're going to get 9. Crazy, right? All right. So the sum of the digits in the product is always 9. It's always 9. Okay. I want you to look at the ones digit. So we went 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I want you to write it backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if I wanted to, I could add 10 times 9. Because if I followed the pattern, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, what do you think 10 times? What's going to be in my tens digit? A 9. What's going to be in my ones place? Well, I know my product, when I add it together, it has to be 9. And if I look at my other pattern going backwards, it'll be a 0. So look, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I go backwards in my ones place. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What do you think about that? So when you're multiplying by 9, there's several ways to make sure that you have the right answer. So to multiply 7 times 9, think that the tens digit is what? My tens digit is always 1 less, so it's 6. And the ones digit is what? 6 plus what equals 9? 6 plus what equals 9? 3. So the product is, 7 times 9 is 63. 63. Okay, so I'm also going to show you another way to find how to figure out if I'm multiplying a factor by 9, and it's by using our hands, okay? It's by using our hands. So I'm going to show you one way. I'm going to show you how to do it with my fingers, and then I'm going to show you a video, and then we'll go ahead and practice some, okay? So a lot of kids like this way. If they have not, I should say, memorized their multiplication facts yet, then a lot of kids, when you're multiplying by 9, they like to use this way to figure out their answer. So I'm going to put all 10 of my fingers out. Hopefully you can see my fingers. Okay, let me zoom out. Oops, not zoom in. Okay, that's all the farther to go. Okay, so you're going to lay your fingers flat on your table, your desk, wherever you're sitting, on the floor, okay? And we're multiplying, remember, 9 times 7, okay? This only works when one of your factors is 9, okay? So this only works if one of your factors is 9. So if I'm multiplying 9 times 7, that's what we've been multiplying for these 3 different ways that I've showed you how to multiply my 9. So we're going to stick with it because we already know the answer, right? 7 times 9 is 63. Okay, so let's see if I'm going to get the same answer. Let's see if we're going to get, if this trick works, okay? Let's see if we're going to get 63. So you're going to lay your hands flat on your desk, okay, or your table, wherever you're sitting. Now, if I'm multiplying 7 times 9, I'm going to have to put my 7th finger down, okay? Now, just like reading, we read from left to right. We read from the left to the right. So I'm going to start with this hand, okay, because that's my left hand. So I have to put my 7th finger down. So if I'm starting on the left-hand side, my pinky right here, see me shaking it, that's finger number 1, okay? Finger number 2, finger number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to put my 7th finger down because that's what I'm multiplying by, okay? Now, I like to do this on putting my hands down on something because it's easier to hold my finger down that way, okay? So now I want you to look at my hands. My finger down, I call it like my stop sign, okay? My stop sign, you can call it a wall, whatever helps you to realize that we're counting. My first number for my product is going to be on the left side of my stop sign. So all of these fingers that I'm moving, all of them, okay? So let's count how many fingers I have up on the left side of my stop sign. Well, I know I have 5 right here. I know I have 5 fingers on a hand, so I have 5, 6. So my first number in my product is going to be 6, okay? How many fingers do I have up on the other side of my stop sign? How many fingers do I have up on the other side of my stop sign? Well, let's look. I have these fingers up on the other side of my stop sign. Well, how many fingers are there? 3. So I have 6 fingers up on my left side of my stop sign and 3 fingers up on my right side of my stop sign. If I put those two numbers together, boys and girls, what do you get? 63. So 7 times 9 is 63. Do you see it? Let's try another one, okay? Let's try another one. Let's just try one of these. Okay, it says 3 times 9. Well, I shouldn't say that. It says, what is the tens digit in the product? So they're asking us for this one, what is the tens digit in this product? Well, the tens digit is 1 less than this number. So what is 1 less than 3? It's 2. Okay, it's 2. So they're just, for this one, they're just asking us what's the tens digit. They're not asking us for the whole entire product, okay? But let's figure out what that whole product is. So we're going to put over here 3 times 9 equals. Go ahead and write that. 3 times 9 equals. Let's figure this out, okay? So using our fingers, all right? So put your fingers down. I'm multiplying 3 times 9. Now remember, this only works if you have a 9 as one of your factors, okay? So in order to figure out what finger we put down, we have to look at that other product, or the other factor. Excuse me. Okay, my other factor is 3. So I'm going to put my hands down. My other factor is 3, so I have to put my third finger down. Starting from the left. You have to go from left to right. Always, always, always. Just like reading. You read from left to right. So put your third finger down. Ready? 1. I'm shaking my first finger. 2. And then here's my third. I got to put my third finger down. Now, you have to say, how many fingers do I have on the left side of my stop sign? Remember, my stop sign is my finger that's down. How many fingers do you see on the left side of my stop sign? 2. You only see 2. Okay. So I know my first number in my product is going to be 2. How many do I have on my right side? Got to look at all of them with both hands. Everything on my right side. I have 2 here and 5 here. How many is that? 7. So I have 2 and 7. Put them together, what do you get? 27. So 3 times 9, boys and girls, is 27. Well, let's see if we're right. I know that in the tens place, it's 1 less than this factor, which is 2. And I know if I add 2 plus 7, it should equal 9. Does 2 plus 7 equal 9? Yep, it does. So 3 times 9 equals 27. Okay, now I showed you that using my fingers, and I'm just going to show you a video. They're doing the same thing, okay? It's just someone else explaining it.
You want to multiply by 9? I got a trick that works just fine. Put your hands up in the air. Don't drop them, just leave them there. Number your fingers up to 10, then find the figure you want to bend. Let's say we're doing 9 times 4. to 4 on your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's bend the 4th finger. The fingers to the left of that finger are the 10s. 10, 20, 30. The fingers to the right of that bent finger are your 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if you put them together, you get 36. You want to multiply by 9? I got a trick that works just fine. Put your hands up in the air. Don't drop them, just leave them there. Number your fingers up to 10. Then find the finger you want to bend. Now it's your turn. Let's do 9 times 7. You got it? It's 63. Want to multiply by 9? I got a trick that works just fine. Put your hands up in the air. Don't drop them, just leave them there. Number your fingers up to 10. Then find the finger you want to bend.
I hope you enjoyed the little video of the 9s trick. Okay, so let's figure out 9 times 8 using our fingers. So put your fingers out. And remember, I'm going to put my 8th finger down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, how many do I have on the left side of my stop sign? I have 7. How many do I have over here on my right side? 2. So my answer, put those two numbers together, 72. Good job. Boys and girls, we're only going to do the even, okay? We're only going to do the even numbers. So go ahead and look at number 4, 6 times 9. What finger do you think I'm going to have to put down? If I don't know 6 times 9, I'm going to use my fingers trick, okay? My 9s trick. What finger am I going to put down? My 6th finger. So I have 5, 6. All right, how many do I have on the left side? I have 5. How many do I have on the right side of my stop sign? 4. So my answer is 54. 6 times 9 is 54. Great job. Okay, let's move down to the bottom. 4 times 9. Okay, what's 4 times 9, boys and girls? If using the 9s trick, I'm going to put my 4th finger down. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many do I have on the left side? 3. And how many fingers do I have up on my right side? 6. 36. So 4 times 9, boys and girls, is 36. Great job. All right, let's look at number 8, 10 times 9. Boys and girls, I don't even need to do my fingers trick for this one. I can count my 10s 9 times, okay? What is 10 times 9? If you said 90, you are correct. Good job. Okay, let's look at number 10. 9 times 5. Boys and girls, don't draw it out. Don't do your 9s trick. Count by 5s 9 times. What is 9 times 5? 45. Fantastic. Okay, number 12. Remember, we're only doing the even. Number 12 is 6 times 9. Put your fingers out. Put your 6th finger down. 6th finger down. 5, 6, and I know we've had this one before. What is your answer? 54. Great job. 6 times 9 is 54. And 14. 4 times 9. What is 4 times 9? I know we've had this one before. We just did this one not too long ago. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you have? 36. You have 36. Great job. Okay, let's turn to page 243. 243. If you look at the top, we are only going to do a few of these problems. We're not going to do them all. I just want to show you how to do them. Okay, I'm just going to show you how to do them. All right, so you have, what we're doing is we're comparing. Okay, we have 2 factors on the left side and 2 factors on the right side. We need to compare those numbers using these symbols. Okay, All right, so what you have to do first is you have to find the answer on both sides. So if I look at number 15, I have 2 times 9. What is 2 times 9, boys and girls? What is 2 times 9? Well, if you're multiplying by a 2, remember you just have to double the other number. So if you know 9 plus 9, you have the answer. It's 18. So go ahead and put an 18 on top of 2 times 9. Now we're not finished. We have to now figure out what 3 times 6 is. What is 3 times 6? Well, you could draw a picture. Okay, or if you know your multiplication math facts, or if you know what 2 times 6 is, 2 times 6 is 12, I could add 6 more because it's a 3. I could add 6 more to 12 and you get 18. So now you can compare the two numbers, 18 and 18. Boys and girls, what symbol would I put in that circle? 18 and 18. You should put an equal sign because they're the same number. They're equal to each other. Okay, they're equal to each other. All right, let's look at another one. Let's look at number 19. Number 19, we have 9 times 0. Boys and girls, what is 9 times 0? What is 9 times 0? If you said 0, you're correct. Remember, 0 always wins. Any number times 0 is always 0. Okay? And now we have to figure out the other side, 2 times 3. What is 2 times 3? Well, what's 3 plus 3? 3 plus 3 is 6. So I have 0 and I have 6. What symbol am I going to put in that center? Okay, 0 is less than 6. Is less than 6. Boys and girls, remember the mouth opens up to the bigger number, okay? We always call it the alligator mouth. So if I have an alligator mouth, it eats the bigger number. So the mouth opens up to the bigger number, okay? Let's try number 20. We'll do one more of these. Let's try number 20. 5 times 8. What is 5 times 8? Well, if you don't know, count by 5s 8 times. Go ahead and count by 5s 8 times. Okay, you should have gotten 40. 5 times 8 is 40. Okay, we're not finished. We have to figure out this other side. What is 3 times 9? Well, I know 2 times 9 is 18, and if I add 9 more, I get an answer. Or you could do the 9s trick. 1, 2, 3. What's your answer? 27. 27. Okay, what symbol are you going to put in the middle? What symbol do you think you would put in the middle? Remember, the alligator eats the bigger number, so the mouth has to be open to the bigger number. You're right. 40 is greater than 27. 40 is bigger than 27, so we say 40 is greater than 27. Great job. Okay, let's look at problem solving. We're only going to do a few of these. We're not going to do all of them. Let's look at number 21. Let's look at number 21. It says the number of moons for one of the planets can be found by multiplying 7 times 9. Which planet is it? Okay, so here's my moons, right? So we have to figure out what moon they're talking about. In order to do that, boys and girls, we have to figure out what 7 times 9 is. If you don't know what 7 times 9 is, do your 9s trick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is 7 times 9, boys and girls? 7 times 9 is 63. Do you look at your chart? Do you see any moons or any planets that have 63? Yeah, Jupiter. Jupiter has 63 moons. So it says, which planet is it? Well, it's Jupiter. Jupiter. Okay, we're going to skip number 22. You don't have to cross it out. If you want to go back to it and try it on your own, you're more than welcome to do that. But we're going to skip it for right now. Let's go to number 23. Look at number 23. It says Uranus has 27 moons. What multiplication fact with 9 can be used to find the number of moons Uranus has. Describe how you can find that fact. Well, we're just going to find the fact, okay? We're not going to describe it. We'll just talk about it for a minute. So I know they give me some information. What they give me is that Uranus has 27 moons. So that's the number I need to get at, okay? That's my total that I need to get at. It says what multiplication fact with 9. So I know one of my factors has to be a 9. Okay, one of my factors has to be a 9. So I have to figure out 9 times what number equals 27. Now there's a couple of ways you can figure out this problem. I could draw 9 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You could draw 9 circles and you need to get to 27. So you could put one mark, one counter in each circle until you get to 27. So let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I got to 27. Now, how many counters are in each group? How many counters are in each group? Well, 3. There's 3 counters in each group. That's one way to figure out the missing factor. Another way, using your 9s trick, is you could make your fingers show 27. You could make your fingers show 27. So I know I have to have 2 on this side, and I have to have 7 on this side. So what finger is down? Well, starting from the left, count your fingers. 1, 2, 3. My 3rd finger is down. So that's another way that you could figure out what the missing factor is. You remember, you can only use the finger trick if one of your factors is a 9. Remember, you can only use your finger trick if one of the factors is 9. All right, moving on. Let's turn to page 244. I just want to look at one more question, okay, and that's number 26, okay? It says, think smarter. Circle the symbol that makes the multiplication sentence true. So I have to figure out which symbol I need to circle to make this multiplication sentence true. Remember, we have to figure out both sides. So boys and girls, what is 9 times 7? Well, let's use our fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put my 7th finger down. How many fingers do I have on my left side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3 on my right side. So I have 63. Okay, so 9 times 7 is 63. Now I need to figure out my right side. Well, look at that. We haven't done that for a while. Remember, this is the associative property of multiplication. So you have to do what's in parentheses first. So what is 3 times 7? I have to do that first. 3 times 7. What is 3 times 7? 3 times 7. 21. Very good. 21. Now it says 3 times 21. Wow, boys and girls. I don't know. Have we ever done that before? We haven't. I'll show you how to do that just because I want to show you. But since we have not done that before, we're going to use the associative property to our advantage, okay? Remember, the associative property says that I can move my parentheses and still get the same product. So if I have 3 times 3 times 7, I'm just rewriting my factors, okay? I'm going to move my parentheses. I'm going to move my parentheses to 3 and 3, okay? Because the associative property of multiplication says that I can do that as long as I still have the same factors, which we do. What is 3 times 3? What is 3 times 3? 9. So now I have, that's not my answer, I still have my 7 over here. Now I have 9 times 7. What is 9 times 7? Well, you should know that because we just figured it out on the other side. 9 times 7 is 63. So I have 63 and 63. So what symbol would I circle? The equal sign, because they're equal. Do you see how I had to use the associative property to figure out my answer? Because we have not multiplied a two-digit number like that before, besides 10s, 11s, and 12s. We've never done higher than 12, so we don't know how to do that yet. So we just had to move the parentheses. Okay, I told you I was going to show it to you, but I'm going to show it to you really quick, okay? So I can stack 21 times 3, okay? 21 times 3. This is how you multiply a two-digit number by a single-digit number. 1 times 3 is what? 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 63. Okay, I just showed you for fun. Okay, right now we only have gone up to the 12s. Okay, so if you see something that's bigger, you might, and you see that it's the associative property, go ahead and use the associative property. Move those parentheses to help you. Okay, all right. Fantastic job, boys and girls. You did great on learning the nines trick. So you're going to go ahead and do your assessment. All right.